Galin here with the Chatham Journal. I am outside of the school where the school board meeting has been held, and we had a fantastic speaker go in there, speak 3 minutes about his concerns about what's going on in the school system. And it's John
Amanchukwu.
Amanchukwu. I like that name. Okay, yes. John, you had 3 minutes in there. We're going to put it on YouTube, on Facebook. But what has drawn you to talk about this kind of stuff?
Well, you know, as a youth pastor, I'm concerned with our nation. I'm concerned with all children, whether they're black, white, Hispanic, Pacific Islander, other, or Asian. It really doesn't matter. I believe that we should stand for truth and we should stand for righteousness. There was news that was reported that a young student here in the 8th grade was bludgeoned by her teacher because she talked about this book right here called the Bible. And that teacher condemned her and told her that we only believe in things that we can see. So I guess since you can't see gravity, and since you can't see gases, that you shouldn't believe in those things as well. But that young girl was berated and bludgeoned by her teacher because she believed in the Bible. That is an injustice, and it should be discussed, and we should not allow teachers to challenge students in that manner and cause them to feel ashamed because of their belief system. Also, critical race theory is being taught in the public school system all around this country. They can change it, they can call it a different term or a different phrase. They can call it racial consciousness as they do here in Chatham County, but we know the truth. And here is the reality. Critical race theory is racism. You can't defeat racism with racism. One of the leading voices on critical race theory, his name is Ibram Kendi. He said the best way to deal with past racism is present racism. But when you turn to the Bible, which is the answer to all sin, including racism, we don't see any scriptures telling us to treat another person the same way that they treat you. We see in scripture where God says that we should overcome evil with good. And the problem with society today is that we're allowing these terms to creep into our nomenclature and into our public school system. And they are indoctrinating our children instead of teaching our children. I stand against that. I believe that more pastors, more preachers should speak up and talk about these injustices. As we demonize whites for something that they can't control, being white, we also make blacks inferior because they're not, quote unquote, white. Racism is not a color or a skin tone, it is sin. The Bible tells us that all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. That sin, there is sin in general. And the only thing that's going to address man's sin problem is Jesus Christ. So I say to you all today who are listening that on October 4th, my new book will be released through Salem Books. You can get it everywhere books are found. The title of this book is Erased. That's with a C. E-R-A-C-E-D. E-R-A-C-E-D. It's entitled Uncovering the Lies of Critical Race Theory and Abortion. There are two diabolical monsters in this nation. There are two twin evils that's being overlooked. And it's the racism behind the abortion industry, and it's the racism behind critical race theory. We must speak up. Dr. King said this in my close, that there comes a time where silence becomes betrayal. And we've betrayed our children for far too long. But I'm on a mission through Erased. Erased is a movement that loves all life, races and color, and sees all mankind, born and unborn, as one blood and equally valuable. God bless you.
Thank you very much. I'm not going to let you finish there. What I'm going to, we got a crowd clapping in the background.
Yes.
You mentioned.
Thank you.
You mentioned you have three. You had 3 children, 3 girls.
2 boys.
2 boys
and a girl.
And a girl.
Yes.
What are you teaching your children, and what should white parents be teaching their children?
Yes. Well, the Bible tells us in Proverbs that we should train up a child in the way that they should go, and when they are old, they will not depart. I believe in the Christian home, the Christian church, and the Christian school. All right? And many parents don't have the opportunity to go to a Christian school, so they may go to the public school system, they may go to a charter school, or they may homeschool. I'm training my children to be God-first citizens of the greatest nation on the face of this planet. There are many atrocities that blacks have experienced in the past. Keep in mind, in the past. But you can't go forward if you're stuck in reverse. And that's the problem with our school system. That's the problem with society. Many people benefit from the political propaganda of racism. There are race hustlers in our nation who know that the only way to keep blacks marginalized, and only way to keep blacks marginalized, they must keep them in the past, focused on slavery and Jim Crow laws. America is not a perfect nation, but it's the greatest nation on the face of this planet. You know, I'm a husband, and I'm not perfect. And if my wife can still love me, right? If she can still love a person, that's not perfect. We can love a nation that's not perfect. But here's the reality. America has been blessed by the God of the Bible. And the Bible tells us that if my people, which are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray, seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, forgive their sins and heal the land. We're in a famine. We've been in a famine in this nation for the past 3 years, and we saw what the pandemic or the plandemic did to America. We witnessed tyrants from the top control us and tell us we couldn't even assemble as Christians. This is real. And Satan, our adversary, who walketh to and fro, seeking who he may devour, he has always sought to destroy our children. Pharaoh tried to kill Moses. Herod tried to kill Jesus. And today, if they can't kill our children in the womb, they try to kill them through mental diabolical attacks in the public school system. And it must stop.